Testing one, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's talk. Are we on? Are we on? Is this bitch recording? We down here. Shout out to T.S. Madison. We down here to talk about the stuff that's going on between her and Just Hilarious. The other day, we were all enthralled. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. The other day, we was all enthralled in Risa Tisa's story on Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Part 58. Part 72 of Who the Fuck. But every time she said, Who the fuck did I marry? Girl, I hollered every single time. Who the fuck? Part 32 of Who the fuck did I marry? So everybody, all the weekend, everybody has been talking about it. We've all had our commentary about it. The Breakfast Club, as usual, is going to have conversations about it. It went viral. There's a black woman, a fat black woman, church-going black woman who was duped and lied to by a pathological liar. I watched something on a pathological liar last night, a documentary. And I should be reviewing Married to Medicine, but girl, okay, I'll talk about Married to Medicine probably tomorrow or something, girl. I don't know. We need to talk about Miami reunion. Doesn't Miami reunion come on this week? That's what we definitely will be talking about, is the Miami reunion. Okay. So everybody had their commentary, right? Everybody had their commentary. I had my commentary. Everybody, every single person who was creating content, and especially if you talk about relationships and relationship dynamics and decentering men and all of that good stuff, then you then more than likely had an opinion on this story that this woman told. So the Breakfast Club was talking about it, and Charlamagne said when Jess was telling the story, Jess Hilarious, who is the new co-host over there on the Breakfast Club, they succeeded in getting another person, like when Madison said, like Remy Ma energy, that nigga energy. Y'all got that male identified nigga energy, and you do. So they went and found somebody, a male identified pick me, which is like a double whammy. But they went and got a male identified pick me and Jess Hilarious. So Jess was telling the story. And when Jess was telling the story, Charlamagne chimes in and says, does she have a big back? That sounds like big back behavior. That sounds like big back, what do you say, logic. Let me go to the post, because I really want to hear the post, because hold on. They've been talking about it all morning. Oh, here it is. Neighborhood Talk. It was on Hollywood Unlocked too. Hold on, let me go to Hollywood Unlocked. And so after Charlamagne said, oh, is it the big backs? Is it the big backs who are did this happen to a woman with a big back? Did this happen to a fat woman? Suggesting that fat women believe the lies that men tell them. So people came after Charlamagne. Did your wife believe the lies you told her? Is she a fat black woman? Is she a fat woman? Envy, your wife dealt with the lies that you told her. Is she a fat woman? Jess, you sitting over there pregnant by a nigga you barely know. Are you a fat woman? What lies did he tell you to get you to open your legs and duplicate his DNA, bitch? That's what I want to know. Because Country Wayne, what's his name? Country Wayne? Didn't he do you wrong a couple weeks ago? They said it was 5 years ago. So everybody got on them. I got on them. We all got on them. I made a collage. I'm gonna put the collage up right here so you can play spot the big back. Right? That sounds like big back behavior. So T.S. Madison, her identity is in her name, okay? T.S. Madison said, hey, y'all, Charlamagne is over there talking about the big back girls. Are we going to cave his face in? Now, to Madison's point, y'all want to immerse yourself in gay culture and gay lingo and start using the lingo. It's giving. It's giving. The gag is, what's the T, girl? And they've even appropriated T and started spelling it as TEA. When the truth is, it just is a T. But another community has taken gay lingo and appropriated it and misappropriated it and co-opted it, right? And now use it. They're spilling the T, TGIF, and it's really just T, the letter T. That's the truth. Okay. Y'all do the same thing. You get in a community, you enmesh yourself in a community, and then you start trying to police their lingo. That's the wildest white shit I've ever seen in my fucking life that black women do, black people do. When you get into another community and then you get in there and say, well, we really don't like it. It would be like a white woman coming to a meeting of black women and we use the term Karen. And then all of a sudden she stands up and says, you know what? I know, I know. I'm new here and I'm hanging out with you guys, but could you guys stop calling white women Karen? I don't like that. I don't like that. It's offensive to me. It's offensive to me that y'all call me Karen. What would you ask that white woman to do? You would ask her to leave, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you ask her to leave if she came into your space and told you how to speak to each other? How we speak amongst each other. You want to come in and tell me how I need to speak to my community because you're offended by a term that is used in your community as a pejorative. Yes. So Jess, the next day, came out and said that Madison inserted herself. Why are you inserting yourself in this? Now, I don't know what she meant by that. You let me know what you think Just Hilarious meant by T.S. Madison is inserting herself in this conversation about this fat black church-going woman getting duped by a pathological liar. And the world, hello, tuning in. So what about T.S. Madison speaking on this commentary that the world is speaking on? What is it about T.S. Madison that made you say she inserted herself? What do you mean by that? I would like to know. I would really like to know that.
I want to know that. Okay. I really want to know that.
What do you mean by she inserted herself? Let's listen to what Just Hilarious says.
Yes, Madison, a self-proclaimed BigBacker, she publicly checked in on the rest of the BigBack brigade to see how she should respond, and she said, #BigBack people, including me. Y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know. Whoa. Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why am I even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to what happened? Oh, they be calling for my head on social media. I'm talking about social media in the streets. Yeah. Everywhere. Ask for you to be canceled, suspended, all that. It's like, what are we even talking about?
He is talking about her. He is talking about fat black women. That's the reason why T.S. Madison said something. So what do you mean she's inserting yourself? And had he said something to her, in which he did, he's talking about fat women. T.S. Madison identifies herself as a fat black woman. So you're talking about fat women. She want to know, using the lingo from her community, are we going to cave this nigga's face in? Are we going to drag this nigga? Are we going to drag him for blood? Like Angelica Ross said the other day, and somebody, oh my God, she's threatening us. Yeah. Now all of a sudden y'all trying to weaponize somebody's lingo that they use and to say, oh my God, they're being violent. This trans woman is being violent towards a black man as he talks shit about a fat black woman. So I would like to know, I want to hear Jess Hilarious. I want to make sure I heard her clearly. I want to make sure I heard her clearly.
Madison, a self-proclaimed big backer, she publicly checked in on the rest of the Big Back Brigade to see how she should respond, and she said, hashtag Big Back people, including me. Y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know.
Whoa.
Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why am I even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to her, then what would happen?
Oh, they'd be calling for my head on social
What?
media.
I'm talking about social media in the streets.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Ask for you to be canceled, suspended, and all that.
It's like, what are we even talking about?
Well, let the record show, I didn't even know the young lady had a big back. Okay, I just said it sounded like big back behavior. And I know big back belief when I hear it. Okay, that's all.
Well,
I don't know why the Big Back Brigade was upset at me.
Well, I don't know how somebody just include themselves in it. Like, why are we... Oh, T.S. Matt?
Was she serious? That sounded like a...
I don't see no LOL.
The beginning of it sounded like a joke to me.
Well, is she a friend? Did she call you up and say, I'm just playing?
No, I'm talking about the beginning when she said to the big back people... What did she say?
She believes she has a big back. She said, hashtag big back people, including me.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke.
Are we caving in his face?
Yeah, don't do that, T.S. Madison. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, Jess just said it would even... if I was to make a tweet about a transgender like that and end it by saying, we caving their face in, social media would be calling for my head.
Yeah.
So let's play nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's absolutely play nice. But shit, that's crazy because that's going to fly right up under the radar because, I guess she could say that.
She's trying.
That's crazy.
She's trying to weaponize. She is trying to weaponize T.S. Madison's identity in order to incite violence against her and hatred. That's what she's doing. That's exactly what she's doing. And for her to act like she's not doing that is gaslighting. And what's ironic and what I said on Twitter this morning is the irony is T.S. Madison was sticking up for a black, fat, biological woman after Charlamagne was talking shit and Jess, Miss Protect Black Women, was joining in on the jokes against Risa Tisa. Now y'all are all standing with Jess Hilarious in her transphobia. Because what she tried to do was get Charlamagne on a hook. She said that to you? Why you trying to include yourself? Why couldn't she include herself? What about her identity? What about her would have you say that, would make you say that? Let me know what you mean by she included herself. What does that mean? That means that she should be excluded from this conversation because of her trans identity? That's transphobia. And y'all standing with her, right? But when we start at A, she was joining in on a conversation against black fat women. She was joining in on the jokes that a straight black man, and I use straight loosely, a straight black man was making jokes and saying that because she was fat, that's the reason why she was getting duped. Why'd your wife get duped, Charlamagne? Why'd your wife get duped, Envy? How you sitting there pregnant, Jess, by a nigga you barely know? How'd you get duped, bitch? All your skinny back, little back people, and that was Madison's point. Madison responded. Let's go. I said, a cis heterosexual black man can speak on a fat woman having low self-esteem, but a trans heterosexual black woman can't. And I said, and Jess, how is she pregnant so fast? Didn't you just break up with Wayne? How well does she know the man she's about to duplicate? Yeah, you're a woman, but look how you manage your pussy. And you still mad that someone thought you were a trans woman. You sitting over there with a whole cat and you still a victim of transphobia. Because some nigga hopped in your DMs wanting to suck your dick. That's why you mad at Madison and other trans women. She just happens to be the public figure. That's why you have a problem with her. I know that's why you have a problem. And like other girls who have problems with the trans girl, your nigga is fucking with trans women and you can't take it. You can't take it. You can't wrap your brain around it. How do I, with a whole cookie, a whole cat, meow, How do I, with a whole pussy, get misgendered? A man jump in my DM wanting to suck my cock, thinking I'm a trans woman. And now you dating a man who word on the street is he likes chicks with dicks. And you can't take it. And a lot of y'all can't take it. That's the problem. Y'all, a lot of y'all won't take it. A lot of the reason why y'all have issues, and I'm gonna get right back onto what T.S. Madison said. A lot of the reason why y'all have issues with bisexual men and trans women is because they are having sex with other men. And deep down inside, even though your subconscious programming is overriding your logical brain, you don't like men. That's why you won't follow after them. The jig is up, bitch. The jig is up. I like Angela better. No one can take her place. Jess got a way of always coming for other women, and her tone is not cool because she's a nigga. That's why she was sitting up there. Didn't I tell you the male identified bitches will sit up there and talk shit about other women with men? Didn't I just say that? That's why Jess was sitting up there laughing about a woman being duped by a pathological liar and all the other variables that were included that helped her be deluded. What is the reason for Vergia? I don't even know Charlamagne's wife's name. He didn't hit her so much. And he just barely started bringing her out in the last 5 or 7 years. He was hiding her ass. Because everybody wanted to know how an ugly ass nigga like you get a woman like that. And how the fuck did she stay around so long? You know why? Both Indy and Charlamagne have been with their women since they were young. That's why. Jess, what's your goddamn excuse? Why you over there mismanaging your pussy? You got a whole pussy over there. You a whole biological woman. Still getting done wrong. What's your excuse? Let me look at this damn thumbnail. Let's see. What's Beyonce's excuse? What's the lady's name? Rashida. What's Rashida's excuse? What's Kenya Moore's excuse? What's Quad's excuse? What's Jess's excuse? What's Bambi's excuse? What's Erica's excuse? Erica Dixon and Erica Mena. What's Portia's excuse? Who else? What's Jazzy's excuse? What's Holly Berry's excuse? What's Mary J. Blige's excuse? What is Wendy Williams' excuse? What is Kelly Clarkson's excuse? What are all their excuses for dealing with these weird ass niggas? What is all their excuses for believing the lies these men tell them? What is the excuse for all of those women? What is the excuse for those women putting their lives at risk after their husbands have stuck his dick in other people, men and women alike? What's the excuse? Tell me. Madison came back and dragged Jess Hilarious as she should. Because what Jess Hilarious was doing is what a lot of biological women like to do when they're in proximity to trans women, is get an affirmation, a reaffirmation from the men that would kill them too. Right. That's the problem y'all have now. Both I get on trans women and cis women about the shit. Y'all too goddamn male centered. Y'all worship cock too much. And if you stop fighting over dick, y'all problems would cease to exist. That's the only reason. Because the only thing y'all throw at each other is pussy. You don't have a pussy. What does that mean, girl? Where has your pussy gotten you? Where has your pussy gotten you, girl? There's too many women out here mismanaging their pussy to be throwing it in a trans woman's face. You ain't managing. You got one and look how you managing it, bitch. And then you want to throw it in somebody else's face. But then at the same time, don't want anybody to whittle you down to your vagina. But that's the first thing you throw at a trans woman's face. And you sitting over there with a whole pussy about to duplicate a nigga you barely know. And the nigga was still in your goddamn inbox wanting to suck your cock. Now, that is what you really mad at. Y'all mad at the men that you adore and worship so much. They like trans women. And then what they do in an effort to incite your transphobia is when they kill a trans woman, they say, "Oh, I was tricked." That'll fuck them up. That gets them every time. Tell them you were tricked. That gets them every time. And the trans girls too. Y'all got to stop the shit throwing these niggas in these women's faces. Everybody knows these niggas like trans girls. It's not a big deal. Y'all weaponize your identities too. Trying to quote unquote out people. Y'all do it too. But T.S. Madison came back and said what she needed to say. And when I tell you she dragged Jess hilarious, just not hilarious, just not hilarious. Hold on, let's see what Maddie said.
But we know that I wasn't threatening Charlamagne the God. For what? For what? See, the thing about it is, what all the people over there that want to jump on your pussy lips is that they're sitting here because I'm a tranny. They want to sit here and overlook the fact that you as a woman who just almost a year ago, if it not was a year ago, was calling for men to protect us.
Who's gonna protect us?
And then you sitting right next to a nigga who's talking about a woman, bitch, and you jumped in on the bandwagon, help dragging her.
That's right.
Come on, we ain't even really done, right? Then you sit over here with your small back, right? With your small, tiny back that you have, bitch, and you let Country Wayne play in your face on fucking Shannon Sharp show and tell you to leave him alone. So obviously, bitch, big back holes and small back holes, we from two different areas, but we know holes have some of the same motherfucking problems. See, the thing about it was, you thought that you was going to come into it with a nigga that had 66 baby motherfucking mamas and was going to be wifey, and he showed your ass, and you still running your motherfucking small back ass around here giving that man problems. That man said, leave me alone. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years, bitch. Leave me alone. Get some new material. Leave me alone. Talk about that. And then you have the audacity to have so much nigga energy running through your motherfucking chain smoking voice having ass, bitch. So much nigga energy that you got with you, bitch, that you attract niggas that probably fuck punk. And it's okay. That don't make you less of a woman. Hell, you pregnant now.
Hell, you pregnant now.
But my thing is, the pressure that you want with me, you really don't want it with me. The pressure that you got with me, you got with yourself.
That's it.
Miss Hilarious. Every time them niggas was sitting over there calling you a he and all that type of shit to be funny, I cringe because I'm like, she don't look like no he to me. She don't have this. She you know, I'm over here. I be in defense mode with you pussy assholes and y'all hoes be over here. You would have really loved for Charlamagne to say that he was going to bash me in my motherfucking face when he saw me. You would have really loved for that. Let's talk about that.
You over there with that nigga energy, that dude energy. You give big nigga energy. Why you worried about the big backs? You giving big nigga energy over there. That's why they hired you. Because you give big nigga energy. You a male identified pick-me. A double combo. Double whammy. They getting a double 2-for-1 special. Do she got a son? She might be a little mammy too. She might be a triple threat bitch. Not a maid, a mule, and a mattress, but a goddamn fucking pick me, a mammy, and a goddamn male identified. Ooh, girl. That big nigga energy. Over there talking about if you would have said something about her. This is the thing that y'all don't understand. Do you know that I can get into it with a trans woman or a trans man? I can get into it with a trans person and wear their ass out without mentioning their identity. See, when Jess tried to flip it and say, now if you would have said that about her, if he would have said something about Maddie being big back or something like that, what else could anybody say? If he came after her trans identity, what Jess was covertly trying to do, that's what she was really trying to do. And a lot of cis women do that around trans women. Oh, you know that's a man. You know she used to be a man. You know, y'all do that. Y'all do that in an effort to reaffirm your gender identity when the man practices and starts demonstrating transphobia. Now you feel a little good about yourself because, oh, he does like real women. He does like real women. That affirms your gender identity when you can get a man to jump into his transphobia. That's what you wanted to do. Because you are upset that some nigga jumped in your damn a straight man. Wasn't it an athlete? I believe it was an athlete, she said. She told the story her goddamn self. A nigga jumped in her goddamn DMs and wanted to suck her dick. And she was like, I'm not trans. Okay. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sorry, girl. Now you mad about that. Then apparently you screwing another nigga who fuck with the girls. And until y'all get out of your homophobia and your transphobia, you'll be okay with quote unquote straight men sleeping and having sex with trans women. You won't have a problem with that. But you have a problem with it because trans women who have penises and bisexual men have sex with other men. You don't want to follow after a man, but you'll follow after a woman. And why don't you want to follow after a man? Why is your preference? Why do you have those preferences? That's a different conversation for a different day. I want to read some of these comments because I want to read the comments because when we start at A, Jess Hilarious was joining in on a joke with a man about a woman. That's A. Let's start at the beginning. That's where this all started from. Madison directed her attention towards the man who was making the joke about the fat black woman. Are we going to get him, girls? Because we could really wear his ass out. We could drag his ass for blood. We could cave his face in. But Jess, you heard what she said to you? You heard what she said to you? She said she was going to cave your face in. Do you know what would have happened if you had said that to her? And why is she including herself in this conversation anyway? Girl, if you don't see the transphobia, I don't know what to tell you. Jess Hilarious is transphobic. And she needs to stop saying she's not. She needs to be like, yeah, I am transphobic. And you know why? Because a nigga jumped in my DMs and asked to suck my cock. And a nigga I was fucking trans girls. I don't fucking like trans women. That's what you need. That's what you motherfuckers need to do is stand in your shit. But you know how disgusting it is. Because you know how it feels when white people talk shit about your black ass identity. You hate it. It makes you sick to your goddamn stomach. And you know how it is disgusting it is to be called a racist. So when somebody calls you transphobic or homophobic, you don't want to be called that. You want to be able to practice it. But you don't want the label. Take the label. Take the whole thing. Stand in your shit. That's what a real bitch would do. Stand in your shit, girl. A real woman would do that. Yeah, bitch, I don't like you hoes. Because a nigga wanted to suck my dick. I ain't even got a dick. And I'm offended. God damn it. I'm also offended that these niggas around here fucking trans women and trying to fuck us too. I'm fucking offended by that. Because I worship men. And I want to be able to worship them without having an idea that they're sleeping with, in my eyes, is another man, is a person with a penis. That's what you don't like. I said, Jess is still mad. She had a whole cat over there, and and a man still jumped in her DMs and thought she was a trans woman over there mismanaging her pussy, pregnant by a dude who has told her a lie or two. Who's the nigga you pregnant by? How long you known him? What lie has he told you to allow him to seep his semen into your vagina and impregnate you? Now you pregnant over there, about to duplicate a nigga's DNA. What lie did he tell you, Jess? And like T.S. Madison said, let me tell you something. There is nothing that Jess Hilarious could say to Madison. She responded after Madison came out. She responded again. Madison said, do you want to keep going? Because we could keep going. Because, bitch, I'm used to this. I've been dealing with this type of shit all my life. We got time. Today, hold on a second. We got time today, girl. You're a man who you love is fine, but you're not a woman. You're a man. Deal with men accordingly. You're not protected under the female laws. And I said, like the abortion laws protect your female ass? You talking about those laws? What female laws are you saying that don't protect trans women? The abortion laws that got you having to have a baby by a nigga you slipped up and let come in you? Is that what you're talking about? When you mismanage your pussy and have to go get an abortion? Is that what you're talking about? And you can't go get it because you live in the South somewhere? Is that the laws you saying protect you? Or what about the female law where your husband can rape you? Is that the law you talking about? What law are you talking about? What laws that protect women? What laws are you talking about? Bayasa. And then what you guys get you get a hard on about, because in a hierarchy, a social hierarchy, cisgender Black women are at the bottom. And for the women who reside in the vortex of victimhood, they want to claim that position. They want to hold on tight to that position. A Black trans woman goes again, and if she was lesbian, that would be another on top of that. But you already Black, that's outside of, that's not white. You trans, that's not cis. You are a woman, that's not male. And your entire existence is considered not normal or alternative or deviating from the norm. That puts her below cisgender Black women, straight Black women. And they hate that. And they want to hold on because they want to be able to say, well, Malcolm X said Black women were the... Y'all love saying that shit over and over again, like you want to hold on to that position in the social totem pole. But when a Black trans woman, and she's fat, Black trans woman comes out, and the irony is she was speaking up for a Black biological woman when a man was fucking joking about her, and another woman was was joking. She not like she was giving why did I get married? What is it? Sheila going up the hill. And then when Charlamagne said Sheila was pretty, then Jess said, oh, no, we're not talking about pretty. Oh, so you was trying to say that Risa Tisa was ugly. I caught that. Did y'all catch that? I caught that too. I was like, oh, it's not that he was joking. Now now you saying the woman is ugly. The truth is, by design, all you hoes have a low self-esteem who center men. Centering men is indicative of a person with low self-esteem. From my perspective, you center men, you have a low self-esteem. Your self-esteem cannot be high if you're prioritizing men over everything else, prioritizing romantic relationships over everything else. When you're not the center, your self-esteem is in the gutter, bitch. I promise you that. Jess came out and said something else.
From two different poles. Talk about.
Okay.
What she says? That sounded like
I don't.
And then you take her lingo and weaponize that as well. Oh, that sounded like a threat. That sounded like a threat. Just like white people take our lingo and vernacular and use it against us. Did you hear what she said? That sounded like a threat. Did you hear? She said she was going to wear me out. Did you hear what she said? That sounded like a threat, didn't it? Now, if you would have said something about her, you would be all over the news. You would be getting canceled. No. People who are transphobic don't get canceled. People who are homophobic don't get canceled until you are homophobic and transphobic to white people. When you include that variable in it, then that is what gets you riled up. Because your black ass, while you sitting in your black ass, sitting in your homophobia and your transphobia, you forgot. You forgot. That's why you don't understand. Why is it that when they say something about the LGBTQIA community, they get all up in arms? You forgot that white people are included in that. And they don't fuck with you niggas like that. So say something about the LGBTQIA community. You forget that white people are included in that. The same way you forget about black queer people all the time. You forget that your blackness makes you queer in this system, ma'am, sir. If you don't fit into the white, cisgender, heterosexual male, Christian, thin box, you're alternative, you're deviant, you're outside of the norm. But you black, you forgot, and you so deep down in this shit that you reinforce the same fucking rules that oppress you, dummy. You don't even realize that. You jumped in. Oh, she going against a trans woman. Let's jump in and get our kicks in. But when we start at A, that fucking bitch was talking shit about a fat black woman with a man. You forgot? No, you blinded by your transphobia. You blinded by reinforcing rules that oppress you in your transphobia. You're not a woman. You're a man. You're a man. You're a man. Where does that get you? You feel powerful. You feel powerful in that. That's why they go after black queer people, because that's a group that is oppressed. They got a oppressed group. No, you can't be oppressed. We're more oppressed. Black people are more oppressed. No, but you forget that there's black queer people. So if you're oppressed as a black person, what do you think being queer is? Come on. Y'all can't be, this is fucking 2024, nigga. You can fucking talk to a person on the other side of the world through this thing. And you still homophobic? You still don't like women? You still transphobic? Like, what the fuck? You're going to get left. You are going to get left, and good, because nobody needs that type of energy where we're going, where we're free, where nothing is restricting us. Y'all got to get out of that. The same chains you trying to wrap around other people are the same chains that bind you. Then you use your religion. Oh, we love the sinner, but we don't love the sin. But your pastor is raping little girls, underage girls. As long as they not gay, it's okay. You got motherfuckers on the internet talking about, oh, would you rather your son be a murderer or would you rather your son be gay? Girl, what? It's 2024. It's literally about to be 2025. Yeah, we in February, but it's going to go like this. The year is about to go like this. Time is moving. And y'all still stuck on trying to restrict people's identities when you know good and goddamn well that the race is a social structure, and gender is a social structure. That it has a spectrum. Gender is a spectrum. Sexuality is a spectrum. You're so busy trying to keep people in this box right here. No, you have to be this. No, you have to be this. You're a man. You're a man. What does that mean? What does that do for you? Like I said, something, I have this pinned to my Instagram. Hold on, I want to hear what Jess said something else. Here she go. Let's go back to that because I'm going to play you what I played on Instagram. For you women who are still stuck in this idea that a trans woman existence somehow impedes on yours, that is an irrational fear. If you feel that a person born with a penis is able to replace you because they identify as a woman, and you feel like that is impeding on your identity as a woman, that is an irrational fear. Transphobia. Because if you peel back the layers, no one can replace you, girl. No one. If you were born female, there's nothing, there's no trans person has nothing to say about nothing. The way that they exist has nothing to do with your existence. Nothing. This is their expression. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. They want to be in our spaces. They want to be in our spaces. You see the trans women as men still. And you don't like men, but you still partnering with them and telling the world that they're your damn leaders. But you don't like men. That's why you have an issue following after men, with bisexual men. That's why you have an issue with trans women. You have an issue with people with penises, and you're too afraid to admit it because your subconscious has you so wrapped up in this fucking vortex of lies that you still will consider partnering with them. You'll still try to weaponize a trans woman's identity to reaffirm your gender identity in a group of men who would kill your ass to prove they're men. And y'all jump on the bandwagon. Maddie called it out from the jump. Y'all jumped as soon as she said something about Maddie. Y'all were, oh, she talking about a trans woman? Let's go. Because we can punch down and feel better about ourselves and tell somebody, no, you're a man. You're not a woman. You can never be a woman. You don't understand what it is to be a woman. You won't have a period. You can't produce a baby. No, you can't hold a baby, but sperm helps in the reproduction of a human. You forget about, because you're so deep in your transphobia. You forget, oh, you can't have a baby. Yes, I can. Trans women can have biological children. That's why they say it's irrational, because the things that you are trying to rationalize make no sense when you actually sit down and have a conversation about it. But no, you want to be ignorant because the ignorant feeds the phobia. The ignorance feeds the phobia, and you want to be that because it allows you to punch down. And you want to feel like you got something over. I got a pussy. You don't. You don't have a pussy. You don't have a pussy. I have a pussy. While you sitting over there mismanaging your pussy. Gaggles of women mismanaging their pussy. But as soon as a trans woman comes into the room, that's the first thing you want to throw at her is your pussy. Throwing pussies. You sitting over there about to duplicate a nigga you barely know, bitch. Mismanage it. Mismanaging it. But you want to throw it in somebody's face. Here she goes.
T.S. Madison, she decided to address me on Fag Talk. Yeah, that's the name of the show. It's the name of the show. Yeah, it's called Fag Talk. They look like Batman and Robin, just talking, running their mouth. Y'all can refer to her page if y'all would like to go hear what she said. I would dare not play that on this radio here.
They were upset with the BigBack comments.
They were upset about the BigBack comments.
Nobody's really upset about the BigBack comments.
No, but she was more so upset that I didn't like the fact that she insinuated like an attack.
That she was gonna.
Are we going to cave his face in? Yes. Let me know. Because if you or even I were to say that to her, it would be a crime. That's true. On and offline. If the shoe fits, wear it. That's the saying. But you took the shoe, you stuffed your fat ass foot in it, and toes couldn't breathe. So in other words, you reached.
So what do we do to smooth this over, Jess?
Excuse me? She's the confused pig in a blanket. I never misgendered you. But you decided to do that. She T.S. Madison, she decided to.
Gender thing even coming up. I thought this was about BigBack.
Listen, that's what I thought it was about that too. But she started talking about my exes. What that got to do with your back?
I'm confused how the BigBack conversation got into all of this.
Yeah, because she used the situation to say things that she been wanted to say to me from the first time.
You see how she's flipping it? This bitch is amazing.
To look like a fool. How dare you say he hilarious? You got all this big nigga energy. You would know that better than I would know that because you live it every day. So that's not what we're going to do here, okay?
No.
It's not have to end up like this. Don't call Jason Lee because that's not my friend. Do not call Mona. Don't call me white girl. That's not my friend either. Don't call nobody who we mutually know to try to talk to me after this because it's done. Stop calling me your sister. You are not my sister. You're not even my brother. Let's stop. Did not have to be up like this, not have to end up like this.
From two different areas, but we know that I wasn't threatening Charlamagne the God for what?
So look, some of the comments say T.S. Madison don't want to be called a man, but calls a biological woman a man. Please make it make sense. Where's the outrage for misgendering her? I'll wait. Calling a pregnant woman a man is crazy. Work for a man in a wig who thinks he's a woman. It's giving jealousy, and that's never cute. Hating women but so desperately wanting to be one is so wild to me. I'll never understand it. The same way that the niggas who hate you want to still sleep with you. Do you understand that? The same niggas you laying in bed with hate women. Do you understand that? Okay, just want to know. No shade. She looked more like a woman than Jess. Jess was listening to respond, not to understand. Jess could have corrected Charlamagne if she wasn't up their ass. At least Angela Yee would have spoke up for women. When he said BigBack, she added Sheila's name. He said Sheila was beautiful. And she said, well, we're not talking about beauty. How the fuck you trying to add to a diss when your small back got the crown for being dissed? By the way, I'm not big. I feel for her unfunny ass that she gets away with too much. TS stays offending people, yet also stays easily offended. Selective outrage. Y'all just mad it's TS because if anyone else came at Charlamagne the God with the same tweet, this would not be a topic. Just brought up that it would be a crime and insinuated TS was being violent when she knew TS was playing. All she had to do was report the extra of if the shoe fits narrative was needed. She has always had an issue with trans people, and this was her time. Now that TS clapped back and shaded her, it's a problem. Stop. I'm so sick of these wide back, long feet, big D transformers coming for us. We the only motherfuckers that support them, and they're the only motherfuckers that support you against who? Who's the common denominator here? Who's the common denominator here while y'all fighting each other? And these niggas are sitting on the side giggling and laughing at you stupid ass hoes fighting each other. Over what? The mutual worship of dick. You male-centered bitches, you. Yeah. This video is going to probably get demonetized. LGBTQ members is afraid of black women. Their favorite line is to call a black woman a man. Stand on your square. LGBTQ people include black women. Did you know that? That's the part that it's so weird how y'all compartmentalize like LGBTQ as if it doesn't include Black people. That's the crazy part. That's why we know when you are going up for these organizations that are for Black people, it does not include women and queer people. It does not. It does not include straight women or queer men, women, and children. It is only for Black, cisgender, heterosexual males who are practicing a father God religion. And y'all don't even care if he's fat. He can be fat with his titties sliding underneath his arms, and you over there with your lips wrapped around his cock. Hi, Christina Mackey. I'm on her ass. I'm on her ass. You over there. I'm not the biggest fan of Jess or TS, although I was also confused by TS's energy towards Jess. It was extra. Y'all want to start at the part where you are allowed to be transphobic. You skip over the part where this woman that y'all are protecting over here, this woman over here was talking about another woman with a man laughing. Remember when Angela Yee was sitting up, but when K. Michelle got on Angela Yee's ass for sitting amongst men talking about a woman's pussy? Didn't I just say that the other day? That's why they picked Just Hilarious. Because yes, bitch, you give big nigga energy. You're a male identified woman. You see the man's perspective, but then you want a dog whistle to get the same men who harm you to go after trans women to affirm your gender identity. Oh, I told you. They really want biological women to sell yourself a little fantastical delusion. No, they still transphobic and they still fuck trans women. The same way men are still misogynistic and fuck women. I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. I'm sure T.S. Madison is gonna come back again.
The same motherfucking problems. See, the thing about it was, you thought that you was going to come into it with a nigga that had 66 baby motherfucking mamas and was going to be wifey, and he showed your ass, and you still running your motherfucking small back ass around here giving that man problems. That man said, leave me alone. It's been 5 years.
I just don't understand why she thought that T.S. Madison could not have been included on the conversation. That's what I wanted to know. Anyways, that's it. That's all I have for this video. I'll come back later. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I still have the question. My first question is, why did Jess Hilarious say that T.S. Madison, why wasn't she included? Why did she insert herself or include herself? What did you mean by that? What about T.S. Madison would mean that she couldn't provide commentary on this subject? What is it about T.S. Madison? That's where I want to start, because that's where it started. It started with Jess, because Jess is with the mess. And you could be a comedian all you want to, but one thing you're not going to ever do, one thing you will never be able to do, is out drag a queer person. You will not. Never be able to drag them. They will drag you for death, for blood. And that's a promise. Like T.S. Madison said, bitch, caving somebody's face in is not a threat. That's a goddamn promise. Dragging somebody for blood, that's a promise. I promise you, bitch, I'm going to drag your ass. But that's exactly what Jess wanted to do. And I'm out. But that's what she wanted to do. She wanted Charlamagne to jump in with her transphobia. It was your opportunity. It was your opportunity. As soon as she said, y'all, we going after Charlamagne for talking about the big girls, that was your opportunity. And you said, Why are you even in this conversation? What about Madison would exclude her from the conversation? Right? Big cat, big pussy Jess, hilarious, big pussy. She got a big pussy over there. About to duplicate a nigga's a nigga's DNA she barely knows. Anyways, y'all, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Trans women, cis women, stop centering men. Y'all will stop fighting. Trans women, stop throwing niggas in a biological woman's face. Your nigga likes us. Yes, we know they do. We know. Y'all got to stop weaponizing that. Outing men. And the cis women. Stop throwing your pussy in somebody's face, especially if you over there mismanaging it. Peace.